for EV teams in specific, because most of the Pokemon are weak to either fighting or grass.
Yeah, so right now I really think, as with pretty much all EV teams, your main goal, stop Eevee. But like, Eevee has such a nice wide variety of support Pokemon this season that it's not always as cut and dry as you would think it would be able to be.
Yeah, it looks like Jeremy's got a couple of redirectors here in Smeargle and Clefairy. Clefairy also having that nice friend guard, and they're going to hop into it. Whimsicott also has that Tailwind option, as well as some other options to stop other people from stopping Eevee. And Espeon and Crocodile are the main offensive threats for Eevee, so as long as Sean can handle them coming in, he should be able to contain this Eevee threat.
Yeah, one thing to consider is that the Crocodile probably doesn't take the Waterium Z too well, if it does come down to that.
Alright, we see Eevee and Clefairy come out here.
And we see Sean lead with Tapu Koko and Metagross.
Alright, looking like a pretty standard lead here. Clefairy definitely has that Follow Me ready to redirect any attacks, but as we saw, that Metagross Meteor Mash is definitely going to just take out Clefairy if it gets the chance to do so. But also has the spread move Earthquake, which, while not appropriate here next to Tapu Koko, could definitely still do damage to the Eevee.
And we did see that Sean's Tapu Koko earlier. We did see that it was a special Tapu Koko, but it could be running maybe a tech move like Sky Drop to maybe get rid of that redirection.
Sky Drop would be extremely helpful here to get rid of redirection. Allow Metagross to use Meteor Mash to hit Eevee for some massive damage. But of course, we'll see how things go. I do expect a Extreme Evo Boost on this turn 1. Aptly named 45 seconds. But no, we actually see a switch from Jeremy, Eevee out to Espeon.
As we see that that Clefairy actually going for the Protect right there.
Meteor Mash is going to connect into Protect, so that's unfortunate. As Roar comes out, but Magic Bounce.
Oh!
See ya, Tapu Koko.
Yeah, that Tapu Koko is not going to be sticking around as the Pelipper comes out after it was Magic Bounce from Roar.
That was a pretty good call, but there's still no Extreme Evo Boost out, so this Espeon is pretty much just sitting there and not doing any damage.
Yeah, so right now I think that Espeon, it's just gonna be sitting there. So I think he might want that Eevee to come back in and maybe be able to get those boosts off, and then Baton Pass right back into that Espeon.
Yeah, very interesting tech from Sean's Tapu Koko there as well. For Roar is something that Tapu Koko can run, and Jeremy kind of had that intuition to know Tapu Koko has that move.
Yeah, so I believe Sean did reveal that a couple times throughout the tournament and for internet. So, and since he hasn't really changed his team too much, that's a possibility that he just knew that he was running that.
Ooh, the Meteor Mash into Eevee, that's some big damage, and is gone. So,
yeah.
With no more Eevee to boost up to the Espeon, Jeremy's going to have to find out whether he can actually break this Metagross.
Yeah, with a Smeargle, that probably its only attacking move might be Fake Out, and with an Espeon that's not going to be able to use its powerful stored powers, I think this game is going to be a rough one, and I think we might just see a forfeit.
It looks like Jeremy might just forfeit here. He knows it's going to be a very long haul, if at all possible. He is just going to forfeit. Not going to rely on the Moody to try and bring it back. Of course, Smeargle not going to have any offense there.
I think that game, if he played it extremely well, I think he might have been able to at least make it a little closer, maybe get some information that he doesn't know at least.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess he's like, it's not worth it, let's just move on.
Yeah.
Alright, but let's go ahead and head into this next game here.
Yeah, really quick and dirty set right there. If we would switch someone and try and get another top 8 set in, but they're all playing diligently off to the side, so that may not be possible. Looks like Jeremy is set. He still wants to go, well, with the only strategy he has on this team.
Yeah.
Maybe execute it a little better, maybe not switch his Eevee in so
willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly, that's a good one.
But that was a very rough prediction, because that's one of the weaknesses of Eevee teams, is that if your Eevee goes down, that's probably going to be the game for you.
Right. It looks like Sean's going to lead with Tapu Lele Metagross instead of Tapu Koko this time. I'm not sure how I like that, but it looks like he's using it to stop this Smeargle's Fake Out, which really nice change up right there.
Yeah, so that Metagross's Zen Headbutt is still going to be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, Zen Headbutt and also Tapu Lele's Psychic moves can definitely deal a lot. With Follow Me being the only option the Smeargle has, I guess it does also have Spore. But Sean could also just take this opportunity to switch into Tapu Koko, knowing that a Spore could be possible. But we do have Follow Me.
Alright, and we see that Tapu Lele actually just going straight off for the Moonblast into that Smeargle.
Gonna do quite a bit, dropping Special Attack, which is not too big. Meteor Mash gonna connect and knock out Smeargle.
Alright, that is able to pick up the KO right there.
My team builder at least 3 times this season.
Yeah.
Alright, but it looks like the boost has gone through and Eevee's ready to baton pass that to another Pokemon.
Alright, so right now I think Jeremy's in a pretty good position because he does have his next Redirection Mon ready to go.
Yeah, but he's going to have to watch out since this Redirection Mon also gets sunk by this Meteor Mash. So it's going to be a call for Sean on whether the Clefairy protects or Follow Me's right here. Of course, he can't just let the switch in take damage. So here's the Protect from Clefairy.
Alright, so if Sean is able to read that, I think we're going to see a very hard time coming from Jeremy's side.
And here's Baton Pass. I would expect that Espeon is the recipient this time around.
Alright, and we do see the Espeon come back in.
Yeah. Although it is still going to be a little hard because Metagross is a 4 times resist, and we see the Z move, Z Psychic. Shattered Psyche, where is it going to go?
I think if we see that going into the Espeon, I think we could see some big damage come out here.
It is into that Clefairy though, so well-timed Protect on Jeremy's side. Gonna reduce that damage by 4 times. Yeah. And the Meteor Mash,
It
gonna
goes
be into
Espeon.
That's for some good damage, but not quite enough for a 2-hit knockout.
Yeah, that's gonna be close with the Psychic Terrain. It might be enough to just pick up the KO right onto that Metagross.
Well, we'll see. It is a base 220 power move, boosted by the +2 as well, so kind of negating all those resistances, right?
Along with like the Psychic Terrain giving it, in fact, another boost. So that's gonna be a rough one as he just goes for the Shadow Ball.
Yeah, actually,
not
she's
even
Shadow
worried
Ball,
about it.
yeah. That must be a change that occurred because I don't remember him having Shadow Ball. Most Espeon also choose to run Sword Power Dazzling Gleam. But yeah, there is room for a Shadow Ball in this moveset, so I still wouldn't be surprised if he had both Sword Power and Dazzling Gleam as well.
Yeah, as we see the Pelipper come out. So I think Sean might be prioritizing getting up the Tailwind here. Because I think if he's going to be able to want to come back from this, I think he's going to need to get that Tailwind up so his Mons have a chance to outspeed that blazing fast Espeon.
Espeon still at over half its health. It's definitely not going down without a fight, but neither is Sean. So we'll see if Sean is able to pull it out here. I would have liked to see that Z Psychic go into the Espeon as well, but that definitely wouldn't have helped the situation here. Maybe get it closer to getting knocked out.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to. I think I would have liked to see that, but I think something we could see from Sean this turn is he may go for a Tailwind and then protect that Tapu Lele.
Right, there's not much Jeremy can do to stop that except for, I guess, Trick Rooming with Espeon if
Yeah.
it has it. But
I think it might get taunt.
I don't think so. But Sword Power going to come out on the Tapu Lele, pick up that quick KO.
Ooh, that's a rough one. That was a very good call on Jeremy's end, not falling for the potential for that protect.
And Heal Pulse gonna come out, but Magic Bounce gonna say, no, I don't need healing.
Interesting. You know, I never actually.
You can have it
never thought about
instead.
that.
Yeah, so Clefairy's gonna get back up its health, which is really good for Jeremy since now it can just do more redirection shenanigans.
Yeah, that was a very, very good play by Jeremy as we see the Kartana come out here.
And we do remember that this is the Assault Vest variant, I think. So it might have something like Razor Leaf.
Yeah, I'd love to see that Razor Leaf come out. Razor Leaf is always a fun move to see.
One Razor Leaf crit could end that Espeon,
Yeah.
I think. It depends on the spread, but...
Yeah, I think it'd probably be pretty close. Espeon.
Well, maybe not with Friend Guard, actually.
Yeah.
It's probably not close at all.
We can dream, right?
Yeah, I can always dream about Cortana critting.
Alright, as we see Clefairy just go for the follow me.
Alright, Cortana gonna go for that Leaf Blade. No fear here. Not gonna get the knockout. Stored power going into Cortana.
And it is able to just pick up the KO flat out.
With a critical hit, though I doubt that matters thanks to the terrain boost and all the boosts that, you know, Espeon had. Pelipper is gonna take out Clefairy though.
Alright, but I believe this game is pretty much all but over for Sean. Unless he is able to maybe get a Hurricane Confusion onto that Espeon, I think this is going to be a rough game for Sean.
Alright, Eevee comes back out. Not sure what else it can do. Maybe Quick Attack or Last Resort if it gets to use all of its moves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the only thing stopping Jeremy now is Hurricane Confusion.
As we see the Detect come out from the 45 seconds, or Eevee, pardon me.
Alright, Stored Power going to knock Pelipper down to its sash. Alright, so John's going to have to be praying for that Hurricane Confusion, but at this rate, doesn't look like it really matters, because
oh wow, he does get it though.
If Eevee does have Quick Attack though, this is over regardless, right?
Yeah, but I think at this point, if you're Sean, you just have to play for that information that for maybe next game, so he does have that
Quick attack comes out to finish the game off.
That was an excellent adjustment from Jeremy. I think he really was able to reevaluate how he was going to be able to get his Mon in and get off that Eevee boost.
Alright, and so we're going to move into Game 3 here. A bit of a longer game than Game 1, I think.
Yeah, luckily.
So we'll see how Sean responds. I do still like Tapu Koko as a lead for that Roar opportunity. It would have been really helpful there, actually.
Yeah. So I think Tapu Koko Metagross was probably the correct lead for Sean. The only thing I feel like he might be fearing is maybe big damage from that Crocodile.
Although I think Jeremy's decided that he's going to just stick with Espeon the whole way. I don't think Crocodile will be seeing use, especially thanks to that rain scaring it away. So.
Yeah. So I really think the way that Sean would be able to adjust back is, I think falling back on his plan from Game 1 was a really good way to close out a game. But we will see what Jeremy is able to do for the exciting Game 3 here.
I think we can both agree that Metagross here is a very, very important piece of Sean's answer. It was just doing a lot of damage, even to that +2 Espeon, doing just under 50% of its health. So if you can get a little more damage on Espeon and get 2 Meteor Mashes off onto it, that could lend Sean the victory here.
Yeah, so I think that game might have gone a little bit differently if Sean was able to predict those protects. So, I mean, if I'm Sean, I'm not super unhappy with how I played that game. So maybe I'd be thinking, well, if I make the right calls this time, I might be able to do it with the same combination. That's the thing with Eevee teams, is that it's all how you are able to make your predictions.
Right. And with the timer ticking down, Jeremy has decided his Pokemon lineup again, while Sean is going to take a moment, a little longer, to think about what he wants to do. He didn't bring Tapu Koko at all to the last game, which may have
adversely
affected
yeah, there we go.
the match. Although with Espeon as a recipient, Roar is not that helpful.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotta run Dragon Tail instead, right?
Yeah, Dragon Tail or what's that fighting one? Circle Throw. I think.
Circle Throw.
I don't think anything in this format gets that. That's like worthy of noting.
Yeah. Always Smeargle.
Yeah, there's always Smeargle. Fortunately, Smeargle's a little more known for a different throwing move called Storm Throw.
Yeah. Alright, as we do see Sean go back to running that Tapu Koko and Metagross.
Alright, and here's Smeargle and Eevee from Jeremy. Smeargle with the fake out of Junior Ready can stop Tapu Koko from roaring out Eevee.
But that Eevee will be taking a lot of damage from a Meteor Mash if he is able to get it off.
You also have to watch out for Tapu Koko's Dazzling Gleam here. It will do a lot of damage, and thanks to no boosts on from Guard, Eevee is a bit frailer than it was before.
Yeah, that's one thing to consider with Eevees is that some Eevees are a little bit slower than most because you really need that bulk to help it survive that turn 1 before it's able to pass.
At the same time, you need to make sure it's not too slow, otherwise you will be picked off by that Tapu Koko next turn, right?
Absolutely.
Alright. Looks like Jeremy's making a call here.
Alright.
Gotta stick with a safe follow me.
So you see Tapu Koko just go for that Dazzling Gleam.
Alright, a good call there. Gonna take some Life Orb recoil. Metagross is gonna use Meteor Mash and knock out Smeargle.
Alright.
Alright, looks like that was enough to take care of this animation.
Yeah,
so.
that was pretty well timed actually.
Alright, so Eevee again ready, but with a little more damage this time. Kind of inconsequential, since it's just going to be passing up into Espeon at full health, right?
Yeah, so right now I really think that Sean is going to need to really put damage onto that Eevee slot to even have a chance to come back at this game.
Well, throwing out a Meteor Mash seems like a good plan. I would throw it into the Eevee slot for sure. There's really no repercussion from doing so.
Yeah, at worst it just gets redirected right into that
Clefairy. And Clefairy just faints to it, right?
Absolutely.
So Sean is looking to take at least a little bit more initiative here, and Metagross doing more damage to both these Pokemon. Switching in Espeon won't take it very nicely, as we saw earlier.
Yeah, it'll do just under half, and with a little bit of Dazzling Gleam, it'll probably be able to pick up the KO with the next one.
Alright, so Baton Pass is going to happen before Tapu Koko gets to attack, so if Tapu Koko called it and Thunderbolted into that Eevee slot, we could see a change in position.
Yeah, because that Thunderbolt will be doing a lot of damage, as Sean is a Life Orb, but he does just go for that Dazzling Gleam.
Alright, Dazzling Gleam going to do a little bit more damage to the Espeon here. Actually, that chip is pretty important, because now Meteor Mash becomes a 2-hit KO. And the first one does connect, so that's some damage.
Ooh! I think that crit might be actually the way to finish the game right there.
Yeah, with no Espeon. Very unfortunate, but you know, that's how EV teams work.
Yeah.
You live and die by the critical hit, live and die by the freezes. Any kind of little minute hacks like that can change the entire flow of the game.
Yeah, that's always one of the risks about running a team where your entire strategy is based around that one Pokemon, is that any amount of hacks can really just throw you right out of the game. And I think with just an Eevee and a Clefairy, I don't really think we're going to be able to see too much happening here, but he is going
Jeremy's
to
go through he's going to go through the formalities of allowing Sean to pick up the victory of a knockout. Dazzling Gleam, +1 Meteor Mash. There's not much Jeremy can really do, barring like 7 misses.
Yeah, 7 misses, and also like
multiple quick attack crits.
Quick attack crits. He doesn't bring the Lele. There would have to be a crazy amount of stuff to go right for him to be able to pull this back.
Well, it looks like Eevee might have a top 8 curse placed upon it, but great effort from Jeremy. If that Meteor Mash had not gotten a critical hit, I believe it might have even been in the berry range.
Yeah.
Assuming that Espeon did have a berry. So that's 6% chance, man.
Yeah, that's always rough. As I've said earlier in the stream, Pokemon is all about a game of managing your risks, and I think that was a pretty safe risk to make, but unfortunately it didn't pay off.
All right. And Sean is going to take this victory and move on to top 4. Looks like most of our other top 8 sets have actually finished, so we will meet you back here with the top 4 set, and we will tell you who is going to be in that set when it happens.
See you soon.